You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Good timing. I surprised you with that one, and you still got it.
I missed it the first time.
After all these years, and you still got it. Almost 3 years, man.
Yeah, we're coming up 3 weeks from now. 3 years.
And then that's it.
It's the 3-year anniversary, and we're done.
And that's
we're calling it. We just hit our stride, our mini stride, and we're calling it.
It's best to quit while you're on top.
It's quit while you're ahead. That's what they always say. Hello, and welcome to It Takes All Kinds podcast. It's really weird looking at this really small camera we have now.
We have officially moved into the new camera, new era of camera.
Right.
And this camera, it's the Canon EOS R100. Looks like a toy.
Yeah, it looks like a little baby camera.
Looks like LeapPad beta camera.
Yeah, it's true.
And they sold it to me.
It's like tiny. This big on my face.
It's a mirrorless camera.
Okay, all right. All right, no, seriously, that's enough.
And it's really small. It's a tiny mirrorless camera. Because they make them really small.
It doesn't have a mirror, so...
It doesn't have a mirror, so we can't see ourselves. That's what that means.
Yep.
Cool.
It's a shame what happened to the last one.
It's a real shame.
I
think I'm going to sell it.
You could sell that?
I mean, I'm going to, be like...
You could nut all over if you want.
You can nut on it. And I might sell my lenses, too. But probably not. Just probably sell this camera.
Anyway, welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 153. We're recording this on Tuesday, February 6th. You'll be hearing this on Friday, February 9th.
That's right, Valentine's Day.
Close.
This Friday, get your loved ones out. Give them a big, wet, sloppy kiss just from me. This week, wow. Oh, my goodness. We got a special little treat for you. Because literally last night, as we were recording this, I attended my first ever WWE wrestling event, WWE Monday Night Raw in St. Louis.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Michael Booker's over here.
I could do it longer.
Well, it's all good.
I could go on.
Come on, dude. I got a few hours I got to talk about the WWE.
Yeah,
so.
no, you're right.
Can you not take out my time?
We're on my time.
For now. Big WWE episode. It's also a big nostalgia episode because I have another nostalgia thing, which is a taste test. We haven't done a taste test since the mukbang, I think.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah. Because remember what happened then?
Yeah.
That's how we got canceled.
No, that's
because we made all those racist jokes.
We were talking. Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep. So we got big episode,
nostalgia taste test, lots of nostalgia.
Nostalgia pill. We're longing for the better days.
Longing. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Now this is just real burps. We also have a Gavin's Techno World on the Apple Vision Pro face set, eye set. What would you call that? Headset. But it's not really. This would be a headset.
That's a headphone.
You don't call a headset with a mic a headset?
That's not a mic though.
Okay, but if it had a mic, like the Razer, the Kraken.
Yeah, that might be a headset. But that's
how do you call
that's just what they also call it. Okay, they call it the Apple Vision Pro, but they don't call it like the Apple Vision Pro headset. It's just Apple.
No, why'd
Vision
you say
Pro.
Headset?
Because that's just what people would call it, but Apple doesn't call it that. It's like the Meta Quest is like a headset.
Tim Apple. So we got that coming up. Lots of fun going on with that.
Because the old one, like the very first Nintendo VR one, was a freaking headset.
The Game Boy or the Virtual Boy?
Yeah, Virtual Boy. That was like a headset. Like you had to like hold it up. And, like...
Did you ever try that?
No, have you?
No. I didn't even know it was a thing until like a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing.
I watched so many videos whenever I was like 13 or 14. I was like, biggest tech fails of the 1990s or biggest tech fails of all time. Number 9.
The Virtual Boy.
The Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Then we have
Bumblebee. Stop urinating on the man.
Stop talking about the headsets. We're gonna be watching Larry David attempting to murder Elmo on live television.
Yeah,
Smothers Brothers, and then a Nextdoor drama about McDonald's. Good old
Mickey
Mac's. Let's just jump.
But the boycott?
Ooh. I've been going to Starbucks every morning because
and then I make a stop at Caterpillar and then
the construction manufacturing company.
Yep.
Are we boycotting them too?
I don't know.
Oh shit, I thought that was a part of the list.
They're
working with Raytheon.
Honestly, probably, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's the. I don't even want to get into this.
Yeah, no, you're right. No,
just
keep
boycott
going.
Everything. They all
boycott
suck.
it all.
Gavin just wants me to get this over with. Last night.
As if I could give a fuck, right?
I'm gonna be doing this during the whole Apple thing. Yep. And so and then.
Oh,
and the next clip.
So you got another one, right? You got some more?
There's another clip you were saying. Last night, WWE Monday Night Raw. I went with my buddy Carver, our friend Carver, not friend of the show though, because he's never been on. So we're not.
He's got
calling
a podcast of his own.
He does, and I've never talked to him about that. And he's never brought it up, and I forgot to bring that up to him. Because I found that out, and I was like, I didn't know this. Why was this never... I wish I could shout it out, but I don't know the name of it. But he's not a friend of the show, so I can't say that.
Yeah, so fuck him,
He is a friend of ours, though.
No,
I've
Carver.
Love him. Love him to death. He's a sweet, sweet man.
Did you guys have dinner? Did you guys go grab dinner?
Yeah, we...
Fuck! No, keep going.
We didn't grab dinner. That was...
Oh. Okay, no, you're good.
So you wanted to talk about the Apple Vision? I'm just gonna let him do his thing. I can record this later. I've been a fan of I should say I was a fan. My fandom of wrestling and the WWE started in I think like 2008 or 9, when I was just a wee little boy, 9 years old.
Can I make a joke?
Can you make a joke?
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
All right, thank you. My time.
Here we go. I'm succeeding my time.
Did your fandom die out with Chris Benoit?
Chris Benoit was before my time. I think it's Benoit. Is it Benoit?
Benoit.
It's Benoit?
Mm-hmm.
No, Benoit, that happened before, probably right before I got into it.
Oh, so I got you into it.
Yeah. I was when I was like 8 or 9, I was a huge Murder Suicide fan. I collected all of them. The big fan of them. Huge Murder Suicide guy. I love that band, the Murder Suicides. That sounds like it should be a band.
Let's make it.
Any other jokes?
Make it happen. No, that's the only one.
Any
that
other
was
jokes
on my mind.
about Murder Suicides?
No.
Because of CT or whatever?
Nope.
Yeah, so I became a huge fan, got super into it. I think it was because I had friends who were like influencing me to get into it. But I got like obsessed with it. And like most things, as when you're a kid, you get super into it and then you kind of like, move on to the next thing. And I was kind of out of it. Hadn't really it would kind of like leak in and I would see some things. But it was around like freshman year of high school when Jeff Hardy first came back after like 10 plus years.
Okay.
And I saw a clip and I remember where I was, never forget. I was sitting in a class.
You actually do remember whenever
I swear to God.
What, Ben Hardy?
Jeff Hardy.
Right.
But it was the night before that this happened. Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
The night before this happened at I think it was Royal Rumble or something. But yeah, I was sitting in class and the clip came up and the pop, what it's called, the pop, whenever someone comes out and the crowd just explodes. When he came out and just the crowd erupting was just like goosebumps. And then I was like, oh fuck, I gotta watch wrestling again. Because Jeff Hardy was my favorite. I love Jeff Hardy, even though he's kind of he's got some
quirks.
Drug issues.
Got some quirks.
Which is fine. Drug issues, no biggie, but it's not great.
If you know,
sordid
if you
past.
know, you know.
Pretty much what I'm saying. You got to watch Real Hardy Boys Housewives show.
No, but what I was trying to say is that you're wrestling, your body hurts. You got to find some form of peace, I guess.
Well, yeah, and like they're doing roids, and then their body hurts, so they're taking like Vyvanse and shit, and then they're getting hopped up on painkillers.
Yeah, Toradol.
Because the WWE has doctors and just like supplies them with pills and roids and
no
shit.
healthcare though.
I would hope so.
No, they don't.
Do they really not?
Nope.
I don't know much about that. I was wondering that.
I hate
UFC
to say
and WWE don't treat their fighters
no,
right.
they do
Very
not.
interesting.
Yeah,
Don't pay them well either.
because they're just entertainers. They're like contractors for them.
But I mean, the UFC, they're actually.
That is some.
I don't-
That's yeah.
I'm gonna turn the camera off for this part, but the WWE, that's all fake. That's all. I don't know. That's real. Did you know that? Do you know that's all fake? Wrestling, WWE, that's all fake. But don't tell anybody. Like I'm gonna cut this out of the show. That's all fake.
What?
Yeah. So huge fan. That kind of got me back into it, and then I've just kind of been like dipping in every once in a while, and like I follow them, but I don't really watch. Like, I haven't sat down and watched it probably since I was like 10.
It's like seeing a title of an article, but you didn't really get into it. The article.
Yeah, I see the clips, and like if it's something that's cool, maybe I'll go watch the longer clip of it. But usually I don't. But when I was younger and really into it, I like didn't compute in my brain that there was a possibility that they would even be coming to St. Louis.
Right. No. Yeah.
Like that's just not in your mind at the time. You don't think about that.
That never crossed my mind with even musicians.
Yeah, probably
like,
same here, but
yeah.
I don't.
Well,
yeah.
also I was a big fan of the Beatles, so I was like, that's never happening. But
When are they coming?
yeah,
Are they coming to
they're
town
coming
soon?
they're coming to St. Louis soon, right?
I think so.
Okay.
George said he was coming soon, so.
He said, "Ringo, I'm going to check my balls in at the London Heathrow Airport.
And then we're gonna go over to St. Louis and do a show
A singular
at Red
acoustic
Flag
show
at the pageant."
at the Duck Room."
But yeah, so that like it wasn't like I told my parents whenever I first said I'm going, I was like, finally going, something I never got to do as a kid, and my mom was like, "Oh, boo-hoo, we're
fuck
bad
you."
parents." Yeah, they were like that, obviously joking, but literally I just didn't know, and they probably weren't gonna tell me.
Oh,
Like,
fuck no, of course not.
My mom, she never like I don't remember her ever saying anything about it, like not liking it. Like she would walk in and probably like shake her head when I was watching it. My dad was like encouraging of it. Sorry, I have to have my notifications on. My dad was like more encouraging of it because he actually grew up watching wrestling. He watched like there's a movie about the Von Erichs about Iron Claw. He remembers like watching them on TV and stuff.
I actually found my dad also has a stupid amount of like wrestling knowledge from the 70s and 80s because
I feel like that, just like all those weird
I mean, again,
kids.
it was kind of also what Tim alluded to, and even what Skinner was talking about. Like literally everybody we've had on,
Right,
who's
yeah.
even slightly a bit older than us. Also talk about how they basically only had like one or two streams of media at one time, so like everybody was always tuned into that one channel. Or whatever. And they would just play, and it would be late night reruns of like local boxing matches or like shit like that, wrestling matches.
Well, and like St. Louis.
And he knew the names of the wrestlers too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can
Same
only
with
name
my dad.
I can't
which is so
name.
weird.
I can probably only name RKO or Randy Orton.
Yeah, that was the same person.
Yeah, I know. Who's the guy? Who's the big guy with the blonde hair? He kind of looks like he's got no Brock Lesnar. That's
Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
that's the only one I can.
We'll actually talk about him later.
But yeah, anyway.
He wasn't there, but
yeah,
and he's actually not in the WWE right now. But
he's got a daughter.
He does, and she's like a
rugby player.
No,
football.
It's something
wrestler.
No, it's like track and field related.
Oh, like shot put.
Yeah. I think it is shot put.
Yeah.
I
Regardless.
got deep history in shot put, so almost.
Yeah, actually, you
Olympian.
do. He does actually. Go watch that episode about the Olympic lineage.
Almost Olympic heritage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is weird that just like, you don't expect them to know that.
No.
But like, St. Louis was just like a big center for it. Like we've talked about the Checker
They
Dome.
did at the Chase
Checkerdome.
Plaza too.
Yeah, Checker Dome, Chase Plaza. They would have like Ric Flair would be there, the Von Erichs, like that. It was a big hub for it. So I think that's why a lot of them saw it too. But I mean, I guess your dad didn't even really grow up here, right?
No, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay,
Yeah.
but your mom didn't.
No, they both did.
But they didn't go to school here.
My mom did.
But
My dad grew up in like the Illinois, like Ladue, like.
But
you
they
know.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting that mixed up with a different time then.
Yeah.
I've had some conversations with your parents recently.
They did go to Phoenix though.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I guess I thought they grew up elsewhere.
Yeah. No. Grew up in the area.
Well, I guess that would make sense. Anyways,
We're big Nepo babies over here.
big time, huge,
Yeah, huge.
wrestling nepo babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so big fan of it, long time. Never knew about it. Wanted to go like a few years ago when I got back into it, but just didn't for whatever reason. And then literally one night we were out late talking to Carver, and I was like,
Yeah,
somehow wrestling got.
I forgot.
We were up late at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
which is a restaurant, and we were talking. Somehow wrestling got brought up, and then Carver was like, "Oh, I was a huge fan. I went to like these 2 events," and I was like, "Oh, me too." And I'm like, "They're literally coming here in like a few months," and I was like thinking about just going by myself, and he's like, "Dude, I'll go with you," and he's like, he hasn't been into it at all in a long time, and I was like, "Fucking let's do it." So that's how we ended up doing it.
And I do remember, just on a side note, I do remember coming to your house in like 3rd or 4th grade. And you had like WWE,
a lot
of WWE action figures, and I had a lot of Star Wars action figures. So if you were ever coming to my house, there was,
Which I wouldn't.
I think 2nd grade,
did.
yeah, 2nd grade,
I did a few times.
yeah,
I
but
remember.
like, yeah, we had a lot of Star Wars action figures, so it was
I don't remember
comparable.
that. I had a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, I remember that. And then there was this one set you're like, "Do not touch that. That's my brother's."
Probably Legos.
Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, won't touch that."
Yeah.
I was like,
Tough
"Trust
time.
me, I know."
Because one time we had, there weren't even, well, I've talked
No,
about it.
yeah,
They
yeah,
weren't friends and they
Yeah.
destroyed it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Fuck those fucking kids.
yeah. So you went to this world.
Went to it. We got good seats, nice seats, like pretty close. And it was just so bizarre. It was like I walked in and I was like, I feel like I'm not actually here.
Yeah.
Because it's like, most of my memories of watching wrestling is from like 15 years ago, watching it on TV, and I'm here and I'm seeing it, and my brain is just like not really computing it. And so it took a while for me to like fully be like, okay, I'm here. I had to like, for like the first like 20 minutes, I was just like smiling and looking around at everything. Cause I was
It's like going to Disney World.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
pretty
exactly
much
how it was for me with the Timberwolves game.
And it was like so much smaller than I expected. Like on TV, they make it look so
Huge.
big.
Even on the video games, they make it look huge.
Yeah. The ring is tiny. The entrance ramp is really short. There's not that many people like surrounding the ring. They make it look way bigger. Like they must have like it down to a science because they really pack those people in, and they like will only shoot from certain angles to make it look like it's like packed.
Or they use like a fisheye lens or something.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, that was just super crazy seeing that. And so we got in, I guess they do like some warm up matches before they even go live on TV because it's all live. And so we like walked in on the middle of one of them, which I didn't know. And Carver was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that being a thing." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I didn't know who any of the wrestlers were. And then the announcers come out, and the first one was Michael Cole, who's been in it for, I think they said like 28 years. He's been an announcer because I remember him. And then I forgot that Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I keep saying McAfee is an announcer. And he came out, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot. That's so fucking
the guy
dumb."
from ESPN now. Now ESPN, Pat McAfee.
And big Aaron Rodgers fan.
Yeah, big Aaron Rodgers fan. Chill.
Good old.
But you saw him. You saw him in person. He was there.
Yeah, he was there announcing, and Carver had no idea, and it was just funny to be seeing him there. But yeah, it was. There was a few matches, and I kept waiting for something like crazy to happen because there's been a lot of like crazy returns just with like WrestleMania coming up soon. And there were some good matches. I think the best one was the first one, and it was like a 4-way tag team match. So there's 4 tag teams at one time.
Like it's like 4.
So it's 8 people. Yeah.
Like 2v2, 2v2. Yeah.
And it was just like mayhem, and they were like jumping off the ring with like throwing, like it was just crazy. It was amazing to see that. And that was the best match. The other ones were kind of like lackluster and a little weird. At one point they had like a ceremony for this guy who was celebrating 600 days of being the Intercontinental Champion. And in the middle of it, this guy who I guess everybody loves, his name's Jey Uso, came out to confront him. And the people went nuts over that. Like they like lost their mind. And I was like, I barely know who this guy is.
But I mean, like the theatrics are still pretty crazy.
Oh
though,
yeah.
right?
It's like, dude, these guys have crazy ass energy. Like that first match, that 4-way tag team, this guy, fuck, what did he even do? He like, I don't know, he did like a backflip and a bunch of other shit, and then like laid on the ground and then popped himself back up and then went, yeah, like after doing like all this crazy shit. And I'm like, how do you have that much energy still? It was nuts. And like that team was funny because like nobody knew who they were, and they were just these two guys in like wrestling leotards. They're obviously just like, you know,
Stand-ins.
idiots.
Yeah.
But like one of them like did a cannonball into like the group of people, and he was a big dude. He had to be like 250 to 300, and that was crazy. But yeah, it was great. Another person that came out that surprised me that I wasn't expecting was Dominic Mysterio, who's
Not Rey
Ray's son.
Oh shit, really?
And
I remember Rey Mysterio being huge in elementary school. Everybody loved him.
And Dom has like a whole like villain storyline that started a couple years ago.
Because he's a Nepo baby.
Yeah, where he like went against his dad and then fought his dad, and it was like this whole thing. But the real funny, way backstory before I even started watching was, I'm sure you've seen this on Twitter. There was a custody battle over Dominic, and it was Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, and it was a ladder match for custody over Dominic.
I have.
And he was
seen,
like a kid.
yeah.
There's like a screenshot where they're both on. It says custody battle.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it was just great seeing him because I was like, you know, like that's good enough for me. But yeah, he's like a big deal because he's like this, like he's like supposed to be this nasty kid, Nepo baby, like you said, but he's like hates his dad. Doesn't actually hate his dad.
What?
So don't tell anybody. I mean, maybe he does that. I don't think he does though.
You gotta leave that shit at home.
You gotta leave that shit at home, bro. The thing that was funny about it is like 90%. I wouldn't say 90%. I would say about 60% of the show, of the whole thing, is people walking out because they walk out so slow to the ring, and then the other part of that 60% is them talking. It's just them talking about things that are happening and going to happen, and then there's another percentage of it that's people interrupting them and coming out into the ring, and then it's like, why are you coming out now? Which was hilarious. And then it was the thing that I was kind of most interested to see, just being there in person, and I've only been seeing it on TV, was to see how they like ran the show, like how they would do all this stuff with like commercials and stuff like that, because like
his producer ass,
my producing ass, I wanted to know how that all went, because like they make the cuts seem so seamless on TV. It's like, whoa, that like I don't feel like I missed anything. Is it like live? Do they have it on a delay? Obviously they have it on a slight delay because it's live. But I don't know. I just wondered that. So people would, a lot of times, the first person to come out for a match would come out, their entrance music would play, they'd walk out at a Tarantula slow pace. They would get to the ring, they would get in it, all of the lights would dim. Not completely dark, but really like dim.
Low, yeah.
And then there was a big screen that was like the wall where they would come out from backstage.
Right. With the fire and everything.
And that would start playing like either cutscenes or ads.
Really?
So, and then like the wrestler, who's like a big deal, would just be standing in the ring like
watching it,
stretching or like doing whatever. And then like after that would play, the lights would come back up, and then there's intro music would start playing again, and then they would act like they were like all hyped up again, like nothing, like there was no like
like the curtain
there.
Yeah, like the curtain
was, like,
was
what?
always open the whole time.
Yeah,
you know.
And that was like so
That's
weird,
crazy.
because I was like, that's so bizarre. Like I never would have thought about that, and like that's got to be so awkward for the wrestler to just be like, oh, now I just got to stand in the ring. And there was the match where Dom Mysterio came out, they had to like change, they forgot to like change the mat. So like after every match, they have like layers of mats. They'll take one mat off after every, like it's just like layers of mats they'll take off. So they like had to take one off with the guy in the ring, and he had to act like they weren't taking it off. It was so weird. And another thing that's really surprised me is when a match is going on, it's like dead silent.
Everybody's focused.
Like, everybody's so focused on it. It's like quiet. The only time they get loud is like when something happens.
Yeah, that was kind of like how the Blues
whoa.
game was when we went. It was very quiet. Everybody was kind of focused.
Yeah, but everybody's like that.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, like it would go quiet and I'd be like, I could literally like sit here and turn to Carver and go, holy shit, it's so quiet. Like I could say it like whispering and he would be able to hear me.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is weird. But like, dude, everybody was so into it. It was such an eclectic crowd. All different ages, all different, walks of life were there. There was like girls who were probably like, I would say maybe 16 or 17, I don't know, who were like there together, like super into it. And I was like, what the there's girls that were into this? Like, this is crazy. Like, it was so surprising to me. And then, most of there was a lot of middle-aged men. There was quite a stank in the area, just everywhere. Quite a ripe smell going on.
To be quite honest with you, if there was any overlap between two fan bases,
Mm-hmm.
I can just picture in my head, it's Metallica and the WWE.
Oh, for sure.
Those are the two.
We can make a lot of other overlaps, but I think it would get offensive at some point.
Yeah, that's true. That is the what I whenever I picture WWE fans, I think of Metallica fans.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Metallica fans, but I just know it.
I've seen Metallica fans. I saw some last night. Probably.
Well, yeah, probably for sure, almost for certain.
But yeah, very interesting. The face of the WWE right now is Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes. Does that ring a bell?
Barely. It might. The reason why is because my old roommate Dylan, we'd be playing Xbox and they would bring up old storylines on WWE. That's and some of these names ring kind of a bell, but not like I don't know what they look like. But he was talking about some crazy shit that they were doing, and there's like stupid headlines, but also just stupid like sideshow shit,
But Cody is funny because like he had just started when I first started watching wrestling.
Okay,
and he was like nobody. He was just like. He was like the guy.
He was the guys in leotards.
Yeah, he was the guy that would just come out and he was like a henchman of someone and like nobody gave a fuck about him. And now he's like the face of it. Like he is the John Cena of this era.
Right.
And so he had a match and it was interesting. It was called a bullwhip match that like I don't think has happened since his dad started it in like the 70s.
Okay.
And they would literally have a big rope tied to each of their arms and they would have to do the whole match tied to each other.
Holy
like
shit.
A distance away.
That's crazy.
And that was cool. We didn't get to see the whole thing because we ended up leaving like halfway through it because we didn't want to like get stuck in the smelly traffic. So that was crazy to see that. And then as we were leaving, we get outside of the Enterprise Center and this guy comes out and I didn't look at him. Carver did look at him, but I was like, as soon as I heard him, I was like, I'm not going to look at this guy. He came out like right after we did and was like talking to someone on the phone. And he's like, oh man, they fucking kicked me out. They fucking threw me out. And I'm just trying to stand up. And, they're like, you're on live television. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And he was like very obviously drunk and just got thrown out. So I was just trying to listen. And Carver looked at him. He said it was like some, like middle-aged white guy. And then so he's just like mouthing off to this guy on the phone, like won't shut up, just like repeating the same thing over and over again. And then, can you get the camera? Do you get a chance?
No.
Okay. And then this group of people come out, and I guess they like said something to him, or I don't even know if they said anything to him. I don't even really know what happened. But then I just hear him like yell something like, he was like, I don't know if he was just like being a dick, but he was just like, okay. He was like, yeah, good night. And then he says the N-word. Not hard ER, but still a white dude just yelling that on the street. And like,
well,
Carver,
it is
Carver
St.
like
Louis.
looked at me and I was just like, because I didn't see the guy. I didn't know he was white at that point.
Yeah.
Carver was like, I think that white dude just said the N-word. And I was like, but then he's like, he wasn't sure. And then I was like, well, was it the guy yelling white?
Yeah,
and he was like, yeah. He's like, oh, well then, yeah, a white dude just said the N-word. And I was like, wow, what a great group of people coming to go see WWE tonight.
Like I said, there's a lot of overlap between Metallica fans and
interesting
WWE.
overlap. So don't yell at me. I didn't see the guy. Carver didn't know he said it. Otherwise, we
yell at Carver.
We might have said something to the guy, but he was belligerent and there was no getting through to that.
No, for sure.
That gentlemen.
Idiocy, we shall say.
Just trying to see if there's anything else I missed before I go on to something special. Okay, so that's all I have to talk about.
The WWE
from last night.
Mm-hmm.
But, Gavin, last night while I was there,
mm-hmm.
I got up from our seat and I was like, hey, Car, I'm going to go get a drink and I got to go to the bathroom. And like I said, we were on the lower level. I'd never sat that close, so I didn't know where any of the bathrooms were. And so I walk out and I saw a person who was working and I was like, hey, like, where's the nearest bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got to go. And they were like, oh, just like go through these doors and then you'll see a bathroom back there. And I was like, okay. So I went back there and it was like this, like almost like backstage area. And I was like, where is this leading me to?
Right.
And so get in the bathroom and then I bump into this person and I was like, oh shit, I think this is the cast member bathroom only, because it was a really fucking well-known wrestler who was there. And
Who?
I met him.
Who?
You'll find out. Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, we got talking, and we were like, kind of like, you know,
talked to him.
I talked to him because we bumped into each other, and I think he was confused why I was there, and I was.
You're like, I'm just as confused as you are,
right.
Man.
And then like we got to talk, and we talked for a little bit. You know, I pissed, and then I walked out, and then
you pissed
I was like
back
I didn't piss.
there?
Yeah, I pissed. Back
you
there.
pissed on him?
I didn't piss on him.
Okay.
Or piss off him.
Well,
I don't think I did, because I was like, you know, I have a podcast, whatever. We got to talking about that. He asked like what I do, and I was like, would you mind if we like called you on our podcast, because we're gonna talk about the WWE tomorrow night? And he was like,
was it RKO?
You'll wait, just wait,
all right,
just wait. And he's like, sure. So I'm gonna actually give him a call right now, if that's cool with you. And I think you actually will know this wrestler. I know you don't know many of them.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta find it real quick. Oh, it's right here. Oops. Okay, let's give him a call.
Can he hear us?
He should be able to hear us. If he doesn't pick up, he said he'd call us back. So, hello? Oh, shit. Hello?
Hey, it's my main man, Carson.
There he is. What's up, buddy?
Stone Cold Steve Austin coming at you with the Steve Cold Rattlesnake from Texas. How's it going, my main man?
What's up, Stone Cold Steve Austin? Can you hear us okay, first of all?
Oh, I can hear you just fine, Carson. Great hearing from you, brother.
Oh, man, it's so good to hear from you, dude. I'm here with my co-host, Gavin, obviously.
How's it going, Stone Cold?
Man, Gavin. Hey, I watch you guys every night. You know, I had to call in and say what's up.
Wow, I didn't even know that. You should have told me that last night. I was just telling Gavin that Gavin didn't even know that you're calling, that we just called you.
Holy shit.
Because I was just telling him, like, I got to go, I had to go to the bathroom. They led me to the backstage bathroom. And then I ran into you, and I didn't tell him who you were.
That's right. Sorry, that's right. I saw my main man, Carson. I had to say what's up.
That's
Carson,
right.
Because I've been watching It Takes All Kind since it was about day one. What?
That's right. Wow, I forgot you told me that. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I saw you. I leaned over in that stall. I saw that hog you were rocking, and I knew I had to keep tuning in and call and get your voice on my phone box.
well, I'm happy.
That's insane. That's the craziest story, man.
I'm happy to be on your phone box anytime, Mr. Austin. It's a pleasure to be talking to you.
Hey, man, thank you for getting me on this podcast.
Hey, anytime. So last night was crazy. I'm gonna run down the matches real quick. We got a list here of all the matches. So we had a 4-way tag team match.
Yep.
And then,
yeah, that was fucking insane.
I was gonna do a list, and I'm gonna read down the list, and then.
For sure. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So it was a 4-way tag team match.
What?
And then there was a match to qualify for the Elimination Chamber.
What?
And then there was another tag team match.
What?
It was a
What?
co-ed tag team match.
What?
That's right.
What?
And then there's a tag team match for the women's tag team world championship.
What?
And then, of course, Cody Rhodes bullwhip match
What?
to finish it
What?
off. What do
I
you
said, what?
I heard you. What do you think of that Cody Rhodes, huh? He's the face of the WWE right now.
Man, Cody Co.
Cody who? Cody Co? Cody, yeah, so Cody
Rey
Rhodes.
Mysterio.
Cody Rhodes. What do you think about that Cody Rhodes?
Cody Rhodes. Tell you what, he's about, I don't know, 5'4", 200 pounds. He's a big fat fuck is what he is. I took him in that ring. I gave him the rattlesnake is what I did. That's what I did. You were there last night. You saw that. What? Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give him a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
That's right. Thank you very much, co-host Gavin.
And then I know it sounds like you have something against Rey Mysterio. What about Dom Mysterio coming out last night to support
That
JD
motherfucker, I tell you what, he's no better than Rey Mysterio. He's no better.
That's true. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of
He's
work.
no better. He about shit for a wrestler is what he is.
That's true.
Yeah.
What?
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 What? Yeah, don't even get me started on Rey Mysterio or Kurt Angle.
What about Kurt Angle?
Oh, that stupid son of a bitch, Kurt Angle. He thinks he won a Olympic medal and he can just start wrestling with the big fellas such as me, myself, and the Big Show. He ain't got shit to show for it besides an Olympic gold medal.
I feel like that's pretty qualifying enough if you got Olympic
Ain't
gold medal.
qualified shit in the
All
ring.
right.
Do you have a gold medal, Stone Cold?
Hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
What?
Hell yeah.
I got a gold medal.
In
What?
In what? What?
I got a belt.
What?
What?
I won the cattle match.
What?
What?
I've got a cattle farm.
Yeah, you do.
Uh-huh.
So, Kurt Angle, I remember there's a famous moment of you and Kurt Angle when you came out in the Zamboni and or it was a milk truck and you sprayed him with
That's right.
milk.
That's right, I did that.
Why'd you do that? What was the milk about? Why? Because of the cattle
Well,
farm?
sort of symbolic in the fact that he was milking me for money and I was going to give it to him good in that ring, and then sure as hell I did.
You did. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a famous moment.
That is probably
Sure as hell. That's one of my favorite moments. I'm glad you brought that up, Carson. That's why you're my favorite podcast host. What?
What? Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean,
Right.
hell yeah.
hell yeah.
And then
Can
what
I get
about
a hell yeah?
hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What?
Hell yeah.
Hell
What?
yeah. What?
What?
Hell yeah. And then what about, okay, so you and Vince McMahon obviously had a rivalry that dates
course.
back a while.
Yeah.
What do you think about these allegations out about him right now? That's pretty crazy,
Hey,
right?
you know what?
What?
All I got
What?
to say is, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. Wait,
Oh,
about
wait,
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
About
brother
the-
had it coming to him. Tell you what, this one time I came to his mansion. He had a few blonde ladies over there, good-looking girls. I'm not going to say nothing about them. I showed up. One of them had about 2 piles of shit on her forehead, and he told me to say nothing.
Wow.
Wow,
But
that's
so
kinda-
you didn't say anything? You're saying
I
something
had
about
to
it now.
sign a non-disclosure agreement about that shit, and then now
Literally.
since it's all coming to court, I can say it.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
This is breaking
What?
news. I don't think we've ever heard this.
I don't think
At any
anybody's
point.
broken that news.
No, I had nothing doing there besides just drink beer and watch the rest of the TV while they were shitting on each other's heads.
You had to watch the rest of the TV.
He had,
Right.
he
Like
had
it's
to keep
gonna
his
run
eye
out?
on it. Like, no, he had to keep his eye on it. It was
Oh,
gonna
Right.
mess-
I had to take my mind off it. What?
But so you never diddled in that business.
Can I get a hell no?
Hell
Oh,
no.
no.
Hell no.
That's good. It's not you've had a pretty clean record surprisingly because you're kind of a you're known as kind of like a nasty guy in the
Yeah.
you come out and had a sailor's mouth.
I'm a
and-
gentleman in the street, but a freak in the ring. Tell you what, I leave
That's
all
true.
that nasty shit out in the ring. I leave my life outside the ring.
Wow.
Yeah. That's powerful.
You know, before we let
I'm
you go,
powerful.
Before we let you go, Mr. Austin, is there any wrestlers you want to call out that you have any sort of beef with that you'd like to give a little razzle dazzle to?
Carson, you know me too well.
I do.
You know me too well, and I know you.
Too. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
I know you're out there listening to this.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Never know.
What?
Now hear this. Me, you, ladder match of the year. $1 million briefcase at the top. Cage match. Fuck it, let's do a cage match. Give me my Zamboni. Give me Kurt Angle so I can give him the rattlesnake right before the match. Then Rey Mysterio, I'll give him the stunner.
You already got this planned out. You got the scripted, Stone Cold.
It's not scripted. That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Well, you heard it here first, Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. You better watch out.
Watch out, Kurt Angle.
The rattlesnake is coming after you.
Y'all better watch your ass.
Amen, brother.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
All right, Mr. Austin. Well, we super appreciate you letting us call in, and you're more than welcome to call in anytime. It was a pleasure meeting you last night and talking to you.
Look forward to our next time talking.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try and get you in the studio sometime. What?
Yeah.
Man, I sure hope so.
Well, that'd be great. All right, but we're gonna let you go, buddy. I appreciate it. All right.
Hey, I appreciate you. I'll see you in the ring.
See you then, brother. Wow. What did you think about that?
That's insane. I'm sweating.
It's
He
crazy.
scared the shit out of me.
He scared me too. I'm not gonna lie. That made me a little freaked out in a good way though.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, very nice guy.
Great guy.
Glad to call Mr. Austin a friend now.
Yeah.
After meeting him in the bathroom last night. Well, anyways, wow, that was special. I hope everyone at home enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah.
And we can get Mr. Austin back in sometime soon. But we got to move the show along, man. Gavin, let's really quickly, we kind of, Mr. Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin just brought it up. Let's talk a little bit about Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
It's interesting that this came out now, and it's perfect time to talk about it.
It's kind of, it's interesting because I thought that he had already been kind of low-key canceled. I thought he had already stepped down like during the Me Too movement stuff. I thought that that was pretty well known.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, I can't believe this is the first time he's ever had any allegations come out.
Yeah, well, and he's always been like
Kind of skeezy.
skeezy, and Carver brought it up to me last night, and I've never seen this clip. It doesn't surprise me though. I don't know if it's real because I haven't seen it. I forgot to look it up. But apparently there was like a whole a bit they did on the WWE once where he said the N-word.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
So he's never been a good guy.
Right.
And I've always known that he's like mistreated wrestlers and, he's in charge of all that shit.
I mean, he did make himself. It's interesting because it's like, it kind of plays like almost like an on cinema character where he plays himself. Mm-hmm. He is Vince McMahon also in the WWE.
Right. Yeah.
He is also head of the WWE.
He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
his character is a piece of shit.
Right. I've always known about him mistreating wrestlers and like the thing that's so interesting, and they still do this even without Vince now. But like when you join the WWE, rarely do you get to pick the kind of character you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
They like pick it for you.
Yeah.
And like even still to this day, it really toes the line of like being offensive, racially offensive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And like there's like a guy, and this isn't racially offensive, but there's a guy, Drew McIntyre, who's
Irish.
No, he's got a Scottish accent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if he's actually Scottish, but it sounds like the fakest Scottish accent I've ever heard in my entire life.
They're like, oh, dude, McIntyre, that's a Scottish accent.
And then they have these two people that are supposed to be like Vikings. They're like supposed to be Nordic, and then there's like they made these two guys or these three guys like French, and like I don't think they're French because they don't really sound like they have real accents.
Was there?
So it's like very
Barreau
weird.
or something.
Yeah, no, I can't even remember. But yeah, it's weird, and then it's just all bizarre. It's I don't even want to get into it too deep. So I've known he's been kind of a shitbag, But now I know he literally shits on people's
When we can
bodies.
get into that.
Because I had known a couple years ago when this first came out, and this person who we'll talk about was like unnamed, and they were like, this was just coming out. I think that was around the time when he stepped down as like the chairman and when Triple H took over. But he was still the head of TKO, which is like the parent company that owns the WWE, and then somewhat recently bought out UFC. So they own both of those.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so I knew kind of about it then, and I was like, that doesn't surprise me. But now with more information coming out and the person's name coming out of just one of like many allegations, and probably there's more we don't even know about.
More on the way.
And there are things that we will laugh about it, but truly it's really fucked up. Like a lot of really fucked up stuff. So if we laugh, I just want you to know we're not laughing
at the situation.
It's just the information of what all happened.
The sheer incredulity.
Yeah, how insane it really is. It's just like the Rudy Giuliani texts and stuff like that. Like, it's fucked up, but it's crazy to think about this person doing and saying this stuff.
Right.
So anyways, I'll dive into it without saying much else. I don't know how much of this article I'll read, but I didn't want to paraphrase anything because it's crazy. So the article reads, this is from the NY Post. Vince McMahon assaulted ex-employee with sex toys named after WWE wrestlers, defecated on her head during threesome, bombshell suit. A former WWE employee claimed Vince McMahon sexually abused her, including with sex toys he named after wrestling stars. Which that dude lives and breathes wrestling, so much so that he brings it into his sex life and names the toys after wrestlers. That is so
and
insane.
People he employs, right?
Yeah, people he employs and people he created. That is
a bit problematic.
Insane. Janelle Grant, who is the person, broke her silence about their relationship with disturbing allegations, including charges that the wrestling magnate defecated on her head during a threesome in May of 2020 and sex trafficked her to other WWE executives, according to the complaint filed in Connecticut federal court on Thursday. Grant alleged that in the complaint that McMahon sent her a text message in May of 2020, which read, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to F you." Her lawsuit comes after the Wall Street Journal reported last year that the WWE was investigating an alleged $3 million payment from McMahon to a departing female employee following consensual affair. Grant, who was unnamed at the time, claims she received an initial statement of $1 million, but no further payments afterward in the new lawsuit. So that's probably why the lawsuit is coming out now.
Yeah,
she wasn't fully paid out to hush money. Which, by the way, you can still break and go
Yeah,
sue
absolutely.
somebody.
You should definitely break
It's a scare tactic.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to keep that money.
Yeah.
A subsequent investigation found that McMahon paid $14.6 million to several women who accused him of sexual misconduct. That's a lot of fucking money, and that's a lot of fucking people to be doing that to. According to the lawsuit, McMahon's use of sex toys on Grant caused her injuries such as bruising and bleeding, the Journal reported on Thursday. McMahon is also alleged to have shared nude photos and explicit videos of Grant without her consent with other WWE employees, according to the lawsuit. He once locked her inside of his private locker room at WWE headquarters, in Stamford, Connecticut, and forced himself on her over a massage table, the complaint said. My goodness. The WWE boss is also alleged to have directed Grant to have sex with other executives and a wrestling star, the lawsuit claims. John Laurinaitis, who I know of just because of he was around whenever I was really into the WWE.
Does he have like a son that was in the NFL?
I don't know. Look that up. I'm not sure. WWE's former head of talent relations, who is named as a defendant in the lawsuit, was allegedly recruited by McMahon to have sex with Grant. So he was like, go have sex with this man for whatever reason, which is insane. Grant was told by McMahon to visit Laurinaitis in his hotel rooms where she had sex with him before work days. It was alleged in the lawsuit. So Laurinaitis was also a married man, so they're both having an affair with the same person.
Good.
Which is awesome.
He's actually the uncle of an NFL linebacker for the Rams and New Orleans Saints. St. Louis Rams.
I didn't know that.
That's why I remember that name.
In one encounter at WWE offices in June 2021, McMahon and Laurinaitis forced themselves on her and took turns restraining her for the other, it was alleged in the lawsuit. Quote, no means yes, and, quote, take it, bitch, quote, were among the things McMahon and Laurinaitis said to Grant during the alleged assault, according to the lawsuit. In July 2021, McMahon told Grant to create sexualized content on her phone and send it to Brock Lesnar, a former UFC star with whom the WWE was trying to sign at the time. So they already signed him before. Obviously, it's just contracts they run out. So he was using it to bribe Brock into re-signing. Another married
Cool.
person. Really awesome. Last July, federal law enforcement agents executed a search warrant and served a federal grand jury subpoena to McMahon, according to regulatory filing. WWE said that in the filing with the Securities and Exchange Commissions that while the government investigations into McMahon remain ongoing, no charges have been brought against them. It's just kind of more legal jargon.
WWE in 2022, WWE formed a special committee to review allegations of misconduct against him, McMahon said in a statement, and that review concluded in November 2022 following an extensive investigation.
I'm going to read this last part. TKO Group, the merged entity that combines WWE and UFC, said in regulatory filing on Tuesday that WWE's weekly television show Raw will move to Netflix last year, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, that was the different thing I thought it was. Oh, where does it say he resigned? Oh, I thought it would say somewhere that he resigned. Well, anyways, when this came out, he resigned from TKO, and now he's completely out. So they didn't fire him. He left. He quit. And then I don't know if this is true, but I believe The Rock, is now the owner.
I mean, he's also funding the XFL/UFL.
Yeah, I forgot
stuff.
about
yeah,
that
so,
too. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I just saw that somewhere, and then again another thing I forgot to look into.
But yeah, he did resign. I know for sure.
Yeah, that for sure did happen. So it's fucked up. I just had to talk about that because Vince was obviously a huge part of the WWE,
Right.
and someone I wouldn't I didn't look up to, but I was I
Without
thought I had
him
respect.
being there, the WWE wouldn't be the same kind of thing.
Right, for sure. And who knows if it would have been better or worse? I don't know, but yeah, it's just so fucked up and not surprising once you kind of know a lot about him.
Right.
Once wrestlers get out of the WWE and talk about it. So it's just fucked up and really, really fucked up what happened. But yeah, to bring it down back to earth.
Yeah, that's
of the shit that has happened.
I don't know. It's really skeezy to do as an owner of owner of a business group that employs people.
Yep.
Imagine if your boss was telling you to send pictures of other employees who used to be employed there and being you guys got to come back.
And it's well, shit, this is my dream job. I can't give it up. I can't fumble this. I guess I just have to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the sucky thing because I fucking hate when people are well, they could have just gotten out of it. Why didn't they just quit?
Yeah.
But it's you do not understand. First of all, it's a dude saying it.
Yeah.
You're a dude. You don't understand how intimidating that is. I don't understand how intimidating that is, but I can imagine. And that's got to be crazy. If this is your dream job, you're well, shit, I mean, I guess that's what I have to do.
If that's what it takes to make it.
Right. So it's just fucked up. This stuff happens all the time in every kind of big industry when you get that much of an ego. Makes you do crazy things. But anyways, let's talk about another big company. Why don't you want to jump into your techno world and then we'll save the taste test for the end? That's cool with you?
Yes.
And I'm going to go restart the camera real quick.
Yeah, let me find you might have to cut this because I don't know where
That's okay.
to find it.
Gavin's Techno World. Gavin's Techno World. Gavin's Techno World. This is Gavin's Techno World.
Welcome to Gavin's Techno World.
We're here.
And I have to find fucking QuickTime too.
Who is QuickTime and what do they know?
Why do they do?
You could add it to your dock too, your little toolbar.
No.
Okay.
I don't use it enough.
Cut to next week when Gavin can't find it again.
Yeah, no, truly. So, if you don't know, the Apple Vision Pro was something that Apple announced, I guess, in
You brought it up. It was at their
Yeah,
I know you did a Techno World on it.
Yeah, they announced it a while ago.
Because we were looking at it, and I'm like, that looks dumb.
It feels really far away. It feels
Yeah.
like a really long time ago, right? Well, it's finally out to popular release. I think to a price tag of $3,499. And you also do get a 2-week return period for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people doing the 2-week thing and then sending it back. I would say there's a couple tech YouTubers I've watched that have broken it, so I don't think they're getting the 2-week
on purpose or by
on
accident?
purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, because they got to see what's inside. So what I'm going to be showing you are clips I've seen on Threads, X, anywhere that, and even Reels, I think. So the way that this interface works is that like you put on this mask, this eyewear, and you're able to pinch the air and move these tiles essentially anywhere you want, and they stay there, right, in your periphery. And one of the things about the Apple Vision Pro is that it doesn't render things unless you're directly looking at it. So that's how you can have 18 different tabs open, right? So if it's like I have some stuff here, but I also have stuff behind me, then like I turn around and look at the stuff, then those back there won't be loading stuff. It's just kind of priority stuff.
Yeah.
But it does literally only load like where your eyes are looking. It's got really good eye tracking, I've heard, but also some people have said that it's really boring, and it also is really slow eye tracking, where like your eyes move so fast, so suddenly, so quickly that the software can't keep up with it and like needs to recalibrate, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. But they did a tech demo of it last June, if I recall correctly. I think that was last June, or maybe even in September or October. But they showed that they showed a couple things that were kind of dystopian, right? One of them was like recording moments with your family, and then recording it in like 3D spatial footage so you can relive that moment in 3D, right? You could like walk around in the moment, stuff like that.
That sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, that sounds like Black Mirror if I've ever heard one. And everybody was just like, bro, imagine how weird that'll look to your children, right? Imagine your children. So I have just not seeing your eyes, but seeing someone like recording your experience with these goggles on.
Right, but then like rewatching that years later, and like you get to see yourself.
Yeah.
As a kid in 3D.
Yeah.
In your
and I don't know like
face.
how accurate it is because it's still like beta footage, but there's a couple things. I was even adding stuff today. There's a lot of quirks about this, right? Okay. So one of the first things I will show you is this. Hopefully they're still here. This was one of the first clips I saw of the Apple Vision Pro being used somewhere outside of your house.
Make sure you full screen it.
Oh yeah, this is the Apple Vision Pro combined with Tesla self-driving.
And what does that mean? They're literally
wearing
they're driving it.
They're driving with the goggles on. Oh god. And I might have to like I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just car, right?
And what is he doing there?
He's typing, allegedly, but he's probably like scrolling through something, looking over something.
While driving, or is it
while driving? And then the cops pull him over.
I did not see this part of it.
But he's probably scrolling something. It's very much just like as if you were scrolling like Netflix menus.
Okay.
There's two things about this. I'm not really sure because you know like how I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but like on Snapchat they have filters that allow you to put like 3D things in the space. Yeah. Well, and like if you're driving, it will like go away, right? Like if you're driving and then like you put it on your car.
Oh yeah.
And then like you're moving, but it still like remembers that spot you put it. Then it will fall away.
Yeah.
That's what I think is happening here, and he's just pretending. Because they also have said that, and I'll show you a clip a little later of someone essentially pretending that they're like doing all this multitasking shit while it's really cringy to watch, dude. Some of this stuff is
the one where he's getting out of the Tesla and they're like, this is the coolest way to exit a car.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah. Then I think this is another video of I don't think the same person, but it very well could be the same person. But I don't see anybody in the passenger seat. But yeah, this is someone driving while doing something.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because it's like, would you be able to know if they're actually doing something or if they're like faking it?
No,
because I think look at how much could they be doing that they're moving their hands that much.
No, exactly. That's kind of the thing. I'm like, yeah, there's not a believable amount. And then also the same thing, like you can't. The way that they have it is so that like if you pull up those tabs, you're not able to be moving essentially. So whenever someone's out in public, and also the front screen isn't like isn't like actually a pass through, right? It's playing and it shows colors based on like what you're seeing. So I think if it's like gray, then it's like you're in it. But then if it's like blue or purple or something like that, it's like a blue haze to it, then you're like looking out, right? Or it's vice versa. You're like not locked into it. So if someone's doing all that, then like they're probably in the mode where they're, you know, seeing, right? You can walk around with the headset on. It does bring an interesting concept to computing, which is like being able to put stuff where it is, right? But then some people were like, yeah, imagine just like living life in a video game, essentially. I've heard people complain about how tight the band is and like how uncomfortable it is. It like pushes on like your cheekbones. But they also attach it in or put it in with the packaging is like an overhead one that looks like a typical like Meta Quest.
Oh, okay.
You know, PlayStation Vita or PlayStation Move headset.
Yeah.
Very much something like that. What's this one here? We just have a whole bunch of them. This guy's bullshitting.
Oh, okay. How do you know this?
Because his eyes you can see his eyes, right?
Okay. And if you can't,
then you can't type like that either. But he's on the subway doing something.
Yeah.
But it might just be like something playing, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing like you have to literally like type it finger by finger.
Oof.
You can't do it's only one finger.
He's just showing off.
Yeah. Let's see. This one I think is the one at the basketball game. No, this is another one of a guy bullshitting. Clearly, you can see that like he's forgetting, like he's walking past some of the tabs, so he has to keep clicking them and moving them with him. So it's like this guy's bullshitting too.
Yeah.
Like they're just doing shit for.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, exactly. I can't make this full screen because it's threads.
That's fine.
Because threads. Here's another one. This one's at the NBA game, I believe. Nope, this one I really want to get to that one just because it's crazy.
I haven't seen it.
But this is one I can click into photos, of course. But this is from Luo Kwai on Threads. They said a lot of students at Stanford already have their own Vision Pro, and lots of people are trying it out. I'm starting to see that Apple's seamless connectivity ecosystem is a real game changer here. The way it works with the MacBook makes it much more likely that people will use it long term and way more than they would a gaming device. Meta Quest might have more and better games, but you can only play those games with a limited set of rules. On the other hand, using spatial computing to edit videos, write articles, I sincerely doubt you're going to be writing articles in this, and code is like playing an infinite game, and people are spending way more time in VR doing those things than they ever did with previous VR devices, which is true, but I severely doubt someone is going to be writing an essay in this.
Yeah, the one thing that I know about
the only way that you would is if you were using the MacBook,
right?
You can it mirrors, it mirrors it, and it doesn't allow you to run two Mac screens at the same time. It's just one, and you're just essentially taking it and either making it above it, and then putting a background behind it. That's really the two things you can do with it.
Yeah, the reason I was excited to hear you talk about it is just because I just was nonstop seeing people talking about it. They were so excited about it. And one of the people, like, actually excited, like, this is the first time I've seen this many people being like, this is amazing, this is so cool. And the one person I saw talk about it that I follow, I don't really watch his stuff anymore, Casey Neistat, got one.
He's getting hated on.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Because of other reasons or because of the Apple?
Because of the Apple thing.
Oh,
they're like, bro, you're pushing, you're over 40, like, can we just start, like, doing shit?
Oh, well, whatever. That's it. He's been doing that.
But like he
also
did the same, like, playing it up in public, like he's actually using it.
But when he did use it or not actually used it, when he made a video about it, after he put it out, he quote tweeted and said, I edited this whole video using the goggles, and he's like, I had a 4K screen that was like 12 feet tall that I could sit down and edit it, and when I wanted to see something up close, I could get up and walk up to it,
you can also
see it in like 4K.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's kind of
seems
cool.
pretty cool. I don't know about writing into this.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's if he's saying it looks that, like, because that's my thing is like, I don't expect it to look that good. But it sounds like he's saying it looks really good.
I will say that some people have said that it also depends on the person. So, one of the tech reviewers that I watch, I think his name is, I don't know, the guy who's Reckless on here. I think I watched him so many times, but I just know him as Reckless, right? Because I think it's Nalay or something like that.
Okay.
He is one of the head writers at Verge, and he says he's very ambiguous with his thoughts on it. But some people on Reddit have noticed that like the periphery, like you expect it to be like all the way, right? You expect it to be your full periphery, but it is actually straight up like you're actually looking into like a tube, right? Like you have like a little like there's black. There's black around the outside
I don't like
edges. There's also some people said that the footage, because it's not really showing you the outside, it's cameras reproducing a picture into your eyes. Right. Some people have complained about it being grainy. Some people saying it's saturated, or just kind of flushed out.
Yeah.
There's people that have valid complaints about it. There's some people that are really amped up about it. But in my opinion, if I mean, I'm not gonna say I never would buy one, but as it stands right now, I'm not gonna buy one. I think once there's like an easier, more accessible version, then yeah, sure. But this seems like it's a very first gen Apple Watch type shit. You know, it's like someone's got to test it out, right?
Yeah.
And even The Verge said like this is cool, but like there's not anything to do on it.
And that's why it's so fucking corny that this person was like, people are gonna love these and keep using them forever, and like, and it's like, this just came out.
Yeah.
Calm, like get off of Apple's cock.
Yeah.
For a second.
For a brief
chill
moment.
out.
Like I think it'll be cool once there's like things to do on there, but there's legitimately like they don't have a YouTube app. Netflix isn't natively supported on there. YouTube won't be natively supported on there. Spotify won't be natively supported on there. Facebook won't be supported on there because they all have like they have deals with Facebook or like that kind of thing. It's just like they don't want someone to be doing that.
Yeah.
An interesting thing is that you would think, right? It's a VR headset, or it's AR, right? Augmented reality, right? But this is a headline from that 404, the same people that did the Bape blindness thing. The same people who wrote that. There was an article saying that you can't watch VR porn on it.
Well, what the fuck?
So I'm definitely definitely not buying it. You cannot have a goon goggle. You can't have your own goon goggles.
Goon goggles?
No goon goggles
My
for you.
Meta Quests are crusty.
Yeah. And
because of the goon.
Yeah.
Those are my goon goggles.
Right.
They're under my bed. I don't take them out.
Some people are really pissed off about it. And rightfully so.
Some people piss on them.
That too. But
it's for gooning only.
Yeah, but I mean, it is cool if you're sitting down, but again, the moving around shit is very gimmicky.
Yeah.
I've seen people say that I've seen someone on Twitter say that it's like, sorry, X, post and saying that like the people, there was a video demonstration of someone walking with maps in the corner of their HUD, like their heads up display. And they're like, oh, this is super helpful. And they're like, I swear to God, these people do not have object permanence.
What does that mean?
Like if you're looking at something and then it goes away, you're like, oh, where'd it go?
Oh, yeah.
That because it's like you could just look at your phone,
right?
And then the other thing was that some people were saying is that it should, and this will probably be available later, but it should just project the map on to where you're supposed to be walking. And then the other thing is that it's like they also do try to make it so that the delay on the cameras is real. Like MKBHD is a tech reviewer I watch, big tech YouTuber. He gets a lot of clicks now. He gets a lot, He said that he was able to play ping pong with the headset on in the pass-through mode.
That's cool.
So like it's very, very not delayed.
It's like you probably could have done that on the Meta Quest. You probably could have done that on this.
The new Meta Quest is like, and I think like once we get into more and more like generations of it, then we'll get there. But here's some other photos of it. But yeah, it's basically, and everybody in the comments is basically like, oh, mommy, daddy's money, all this stuff like
That's
that.
Exactly what I was thinking.
But I also was thinking about this in the bathroom last night because I was just doing a lot of thinking in the bathroom. Right? Toilet time is my thinking time. They also might be getting these through refund checks.
Yeah.
Where they put in a lot of student loans, or they just have their school paid for, like overpaid for. They get reimbursed that check.
Yeah.
And they just have shit to splurge, right? And
well,
you do eventually have to pay that back. So
yeah, we can make
there's stuff
inquiries all day about where their money's coming from.
But yeah, it's expensive hobby, Let's see. This
Tech
one.
life ain't easy.
Yeah. Let's see. This one. This one is dystopian.
Okay.
This is dad mode.
This guy looks
Already found a
actually using
great
it.
application of the Vision Pro. Watching Avatar: The Way of Water while my daughter sleeps on me. I eventually adjusted the angle of the virtual screen so that I could easily recline and rest my head and neck. This feels like one of the premium experiences you'd expect from a $3,500 headset.
Okay, so how is he watching it? Like, is it like an Apple movie thing that he
Yeah.
bought? Okay.
Yeah, you can buy it.
Oh, so like Apple movie.
Yeah.
Like, what is Apple's thing called? Apple TV.
Yeah.
Works on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something. You can watch Succession or
Yeah. Or
Severance.
yeah.
Severance.
Yeah.
That's the one that Ben Stiller directed.
Let's see. This is the real one.
Okay, this is the one.
But there's this guy courtside, and I think this is real because he but
that's the Subway guy. Isn't that the guy from the Subway?
no, I don't think so.
Really? I'm looking at it from far away too.
Yeah,
so
no, I
have
don't think
idea.
so.
Okay.
It's a different guy. It might be, but
Well,
I don't know.
that was Boston. So
Yeah.
that and the other one was New
You know,
York.
I mean, it's like not that far of a whatever. Let's see. That was this one. What's this one? This is a cringy video.
Oh God.
This has to be the hardest, most futuristic exit of a Cybertruck owner anyone has ever seen thus far. Fire emoji. Oh, God, this makes me cringe so hard, man. This guy's like top. Anyway.
I'm like, what is he even doing?
He's just over exaggerating it. None of that is real. He's probably just has a headset on.
Let me throw the headset on so I can move some tabs around when I get it on my car.
No, I mean
'Cause
seriously.
that's the motions he's doing.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah. It's not fucking Jarvis.
Yeah.
Jarvis.
I gotta move these tabs really quickly.
Jarvis, park my car.
Jarvis, give me a hand job with eye contact, please.
Here's MKBHD saying that. Oh yeah, there's also Vision.
Yeah, what is this?
Okay,
I
so-
need to know what this is
So
because it looks like
basically,
shit.
Yeah. It's still in
bad.
beta. It's still in beta, Carson.
That reminds me of something else. I wanted to ask about.
The setup of the headset is that you scan your face essentially, right?
Yeah.
You scan your face and it gives you kind of like a 3D avatar of your face. So that whenever someone calls you on FaceTime, it's awesome, right? Someone calls you on FaceTime and you get to see them like you're in the room with them. But what they see is these like abhorrent, lifeless faces of you.
Like mocap faces.
Yeah, not even mocap. Like if someone were to do like a 3D scan of your
Right.
face
and then
try to animate it,
Yeah, it's so fucking
really
scary.
bad. There's I think Justine did a video call with MKBHD and someone else.
Justine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She does tech stuff or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that. What the fuck?
It's in the name, dude. I like iPhone, Justine, dude.
Has she always done that?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I think she definitely pivoted towards that. But
Okay.
because she goes to these Apple events too.
Okay. Good for her.
Yeah. But yeah, I know nobody asked, but two people on Vision Pro in the same room can FaceTime each other and
gotta see
overlay
this.
their personas on top of the actual person.
What the fuck, dude? It's so weird looking. Ugh, I don't like it.
And you can also see here it's kind of flushed out. Like the colors are kind of flushed out.
Yeah.
Very,
I can
very
tilt your
dull.
laptop a little bit. Like tilt it down a little. Yeah.
Okay,
Well.
cool. I don't know why that would lower my brightness, but
Huh.
yeah.
I don't like that. Okay, so I saw another thing, and maybe this was fake. This might be fake news, Joe Rogan. Where they had it on, and they were like
They were jorking their peanuts.
They were jorking their peanuts, and they were like projecting someone else's face onto another person.
that was there's
That might
a
have
lot
been
of
something else.
I did see that. Those are concepts. That's like a
Okay.
concept video. Someone's like, "Oh, you could do this in the future," but it's like it's opening up these imaginations, right?
Because I want to have sex with Jarvis.
right.
I want to put Tom Holland's
I
face on my
want
wife.
Pepper Potts underneath me.
I want to have sex with Tom Holland and put it
Yeah,
on my
there you go.
wife's face.
I want Mr. Beast under me. You know what I mean?
under me.
Under me, on top of me,
Shit,
Mr.
that'd be
Beast.
crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
Mr. Beast. Oof.
Mr. Beast. I'm giving $2 million to Gavin after I cum in his peanuts.
And his peanuts.
and his peanuts.
Yeah, no, there's 3 videos I've seen. One of people doing chores where they're like collecting
Saw
coins.
that.
That's a concept. I've seen one of someone watching it like a F1 race on their dinner table. They like they're
cool.
playing it, and it has like a 3D representation of it on their table.
I saw
And then it was the overlay face one. And those are all concepts. Those are things that could possibly come in the future, but they're not out there yet.
I saw one where you could lay. It was a concept one where you could lay in your bed and you could be like Drake and play with your snake.
Right.
What? That's the future we live. What?
Yeah.
That's the future we live in now.
Yeah. I was also just thinking like, seeing all these videos, right? This is just like the most dystopian shit, in my opinion. I mean, like
it's also
it's cool. Sorry. It's cool. It's gimmicky. I think there will be a use case for it, but like for $3,500 for entry price, it's a lot of money. Yeah, to just be forking over to your pornets.
But people will, like they're already doing it.
Yeah.
The one thing I was gonna say about it is you're right. It's dystopian and all that. It's also just very fucking annoying how people are just like, oh my God, this is so dystopian and Black Mirror and this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's been a day.
Yeah.
People are hamming it up.
I think
this doesn't change anything.
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it will.
That nobody has already done.
Yeah, I don't think it will for a while.
Yeah, it's a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing I tell people with AI. It's the same thing I tell people, because people, I brought it up before. People ask me about AI because,
you're
they
Mr.
heard
Technology.
about the writer's strike and stuff, and I love tech.
Right.
Carson's Techno World.
Truly.
And I'm like, AI is not in a place right now, and it won't be for a long time, where it can take over anybody's job.
Right.
And like I said, you can't teach an AI creativity.
Right
now. I don't think you ever will be able to, because it has to have a conscience.
Right.
And it doesn't.
Let's make it have a conscience. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Fuck it, right?
And give it an Apple Vision Pro headset.
The other thing about the Apple Vision Pro is that you can't, in Apple's like official like press release, right? To like the press to be like, hey, this is how you like type it out, right? There's no like AVP. You can't abbreviate it. It has to be Apple Vision Pro. It's not the Apple Vision Pro. It's not Apple Vision Space Pro. It's Apple Vision Pro, all one word. Capital V, capital P. And it can't be over a line break.
And I also noticed when I was typing it into the Google Doc here on my iPhone, it auto-capitalized it.
Yep.
Without me even like doing that.
Yep.
I was like, wow, they already got this thing fucking registered and ready to go.
Yep.
So
They're pretty stringent upon that.
God, what a Gestapo they're running over there at Apple.
It's I mean, again, it's cool, gimmicky,
Sure.
but I think there will be some use cases later. But as it stands right now, I would rather get a Meta Quest because there's a lot of stuff out there already for it, and it's more game related stuff. This is more like productivity. Then also a thought is, great, now we're going to be having to do work where we weren't expected to do work before, same people were saying the same thing about like the COVID stuff and like at home working and all that.
Yeah. Once it can function as its own, like once it can do
it is
more,
like a big computer.
Yeah.
And it's literally not like a MacBook or an iPhone or an iPad.
Sure.
It's like its own thing, right?
But so far from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like there's much more that I can't do on my iPhone than I can do on
absolutely
this thing.
not. No.
And this thing is cheaper and has more functionality and is tiny, and I don't have to scare the shit out of people and run into objects.
That too.
Well, I mean, I guess you can if you're staring at it, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think we'll see. I'll be interested to see where it goes in the next 10 or 15 years in terms of spatial computing.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it is a surprisingly powerful machine, but it also is still made in 2024.
Yeah.
It's not some futuristic thing.
Right.
There's limitations to it. So just a heads up, if you're going to buy it, don't yet.
Yeah, probably not yet.
Let me stop please tell me we're recorded.
Were you gonna hit the outro?
What?
I didn't know if you're gonna play the song. It looked like you were about to play the song again.
Can I?
If you want.
Gavin's Techno World. Gavin's Techno World. Gavin's Techno World. This is Gavin's Techno World.
Gavin, really quickly, because this is going to be a long episode and I apologize. I have a very special, mostly to me, taste test for us. I think I've talked about this on the show before. If not, I know I've talked to you about it. Because we talk a lot. We're some snack boys and drink boys.
Yeah.
And we always
prefer
talk
to drink my calories, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
And we'll talk about things that we're finally hitting the nostalgia pills. We're finally having things that's like, oh man, I missed that. And I've talked about this snack because it was like one of my favorite snacks.
Dunkaroos.
No, those have been back for a while. And it
Jurassic
just like
Park.
it just like I love that. It came back. I loved it, and then around when I was like around the time I was probably watching wrestling, and then it just like at one point I just remember never having it again, and then it was like never around. And I just thought it was like gone because it wasn't that popular. Like I would look it up and then it would be like one Reddit post about it that had like a few upvotes.
Tang.
Where people were talking about it. Tang's been back around for a while too. Come on, dude. It's a snack. So anyways, I don't know if you remember this snack. I've already opened it because I was like, I gotta try it. Yogos were good. It is
Grips.
Grips.
Yeah,
you remember
these,
Grips, right?
We used to have these in our lunch
about
boxes.
I think we've talked about it on the show. They were super popular, and then they just went away. And then get this. I'm at Walmart. Get this, right? I'm at Walmart Sunday night. I walk down this aisle that I usually don't, where they have like, where you can get 40 mini bags of chips. It's like the buy in bulk.
Yeah, the
things.
family plan.
And I'm just walking down and I happen to just glance over and I just stopped dead in my tracks and I was like,
You went
Grips? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, look. I turned around and went to a camera that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I lost my shit because I was like, when did these come back?
You started throwing shit off the shelves, right?
Yeah, I started I bought 17 boxes. And so this is a 12 pack. So the Cheez-It ones are my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Like sure. I went out, I bought it, went out to my car and opened it immediately. And then like poured it into my mouth. And then I was like,
oh yeah.
I was like, cause it's like, I'm a Cheez-It boy. I love my Cheez-Its. For whatever reason, these little tiny niblets that they make, probably shouldn't say that.
No.
Are just packed so much flavor.
Yeah.
And it was like
it's the same thing with mini M&Ms.
Crazy.
For me. I love mini M&Ms.
And then there's
I
love mini M&Ms.
I love the little ones. They call them mini M&Ms.
The little ones. I love the little ones. And they have chocolate chip ones in here, which used to be Chips Ahoy, but I think they just lost the branding on that. And they also have a cinnamon one, which is interesting.
Did you try all three of these already?
I did because I was like, I just had to.
I
was like,
motherfucker.
I couldn't wait. I could not wait. But we have enough for each of us to try all of them. I think we've got to start with the Cheez-It one.
How many of these did you eat, man?
I ate maybe 2 of each.
Oh my god.
At least 1 of each. But so I looked it up because I was like, because I started following a lot of like Instagram and Twitter like snack accounts that will be like, or just fast food accounts where they'll just be like, this item's coming out next week. Like that's how we found out. That's how I found out about the boba. That's how I found out. Oh right,
okay.
Yeah, they'll just like post whenever new things are coming out or coming back or whatever. Did not hear about these coming back at all, so I immediately like go to Reddit. And there was like the post that says, does anybody remember these with the Grips packaging from like years ago? And someone in the comments is like, from 6 months ago said they just came back out.
Huh.
So they've been back out for 6 months and I know it. I would have never known because I don't go down the aisle that has these like multi-pack boxes. Also, this is the most boring packaging ever.
Yeah, I will say that
because their packaging used to be cool too, I remember.
Oh, you think you remember? No, I was kidding. No, I think that's very much just kind of geared towards like the new wave.
Yeah,
right?
they're just trying to be like.
See, we're just like any other snack that was always on the shelf.
Instead of like, because Dunkaroos and stuff like that went the nostalgia route.
Right.
Whereas like Grips, like, again, like not that many people give a shit.
They just want people to go grab it.
Yeah, they don't want you to be like, oh, nostalgia.
That's a Grips.
Yeah, but these came in, so it's nostalgia for us because these originally came out in 2005. So this is like one of the first nostalgia snacks that I've like.
Did they have a commercial?
Come in contact with, besides like some drinks and stuff, but this one like hit the hardest for me. I feel like they did. I remember one. Because then some other people brought up like there was a double chocolate flavor. There's also a nacho cheese flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I definitely remember this.
I don't remember the base in this, but
I don't either. Sounds like a.
Yep.
Well,
I remember this.
I definitely.
I definitely remember this.
Remember this.
Yep.
You have to send me this so I can put it in the video.
I love the quality of this too. Yep.
Introducing Grip
Cheez-It and Chips Deluxe. Mighty Tiny Snacks.
Yeah, that's what the
Packaging.
packaging. Yeah. Wow.
What did they do? And then yeah, it's not Chips Ahoy
I will
anymore.
say that
Tastes the same though. I'll say that much.
It was crazy because this is going back to the wrestling thing. The wrestling stuff we saw at Up Down Barcade in St. Louis, Up Down.
Oh yeah, they did have a WWF.
They have WWF there all the time, and they replay like old '90s cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
And this would very much be one of the commercials that they would play for sure.
Yeah. I'll wait for you to open yours. We got the Cheez-It ones first. Like I said, these are my all-time favorites.
Yep.
And
Mighty Tiny Baked Snack Crackers. No joke, these look exactly the same.
They didn't change this packaging,
no. Yeah.
which is great. I love that. All right, let's do it. I do this. This is how I do it. There's something about it that like hits so fucking hard. I can't explain it. It's so good, dude. I don't remember my parents buying these so much, but I had a friend.
I was gonna say, how did you get a hold of these? I thought you were on your
my diet.
Oh, you were on your type 2 diabetes diet.
I had a friend who I would eat snacks at his house. I've talked about it before. And they would always have these, and like they would buy them at like Costco in like a huge mega pack. And I would just go and just like fucking down like 6 packs, like an absolute animal. So good though, dude.
Sean will be excited about these.
He remembers them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can bring them on home. Let's do
We
the
always had
chocolate chip one
we always
next.
did the chocolate chip ones.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one. That's the one you'll like the most.
I just remember having these in my lunchbox, and I remember how cold they would get.
It's because it's like tin wrapping too.
Yeah, they would get very cold.
Just kidding, I knew that was in there. Okay, let's do chocolate chip. I like I'm just taste testing these. Even though I've had all of them. Yeah, they didn't change them at all.
These smell exactly
even though they
the
don't
same.
have Chips Ahoy on them anymore. Chocolate chip ones.
Yep.
So good.
These have always kind of tasted. I was trying to think of like some triggers back in the day for my headaches because we were talking about headaches on this recent exam, and these would trigger headaches.
Really?
Yep, 100%.
Probably the chemical sweetness.
Yeah.
Maybe is there like aspartame in it?
I don't know what it is.
Could be the palm oil.
Yeah, that'd be it. No, I don't know. It's just got like this kind of like, I don't know, hue to it. No other way to describe it. It's got like a Hugh Grant.
It's got a Hugh Grant to it. And then we'll try the cinnamon ones, which I don't remember there ever being a cinnamon one. I think this might just be filler. But I'll say this, they weren't bad. They were pretty good. Oh, so dry. Just
You okay,
dry
buddy?
in my mouth.
Oh, you had my mouth.
It's getting really dry in my mouth. There we go, cinnamon ones.
No, I don't remember these.
I don't either. They're good though.
Yeah, these are great. These taste like
Yeah.
Teddy Grahams.
Yeah. I was like, when I first saw them, but then I was like, I might even like them better than chocolate chip ones, to be honest.
Yeah, these are better.
But man, those Cheez-It ones. Cheez-It ones are the best. Will you enjoy those? I'll have you.
It was interesting that these ever got off the shelf because I feel like these aren't very full of calories. I mean, they're literally 110 calories.
Yeah, yeah. Which is good. I mean, lower in calories. You just have like this and then you just eat it and then that's it. Which I think is better than, eating
Eating a whole bag of chips for
eating a
yourself.
whole bag of chips.
So, I mean, I feel like this was...
Are you going back to your
They're
parents'
probably...
house?
Yeah,
Do you want to bring that for Sean?
sure.
It's not a Cheez-It one. That's the last one I have. So
Yeah. But
can enjoy that.
yeah, he'll definitely still be playing Fortnite, I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I bet they'd probably say that this came out during the Obama era. You could tell.
You could tell this is
You
the
could tell
Obama
they
snack.
changed the entire cafeteria. Obama didn't. Barack Hussein Obama and Michelle Pfeiffer Obama. She said she didn't want fat people in schools anymore.
But she played Catwoman exceptionally well. We
She
love Michelle
played
Pfeiffer
a
Obama.
She played a great big league Catwoman.
Big League Chew woman.
Yeah, these are good. These are good.
Yeah. Love them. It's nostalgia immediately when I tasted it. I was like, they haven't changed this at all. Let's jump into it though. Gavin, when you get a chance, would you mind in the camera, and we will jump into a second to last segment, a long episode called Nextdoor Drama. I explain it every time. Maybe eventually I'll stop explaining it. But in case you don't know, Nextdoor is the blog posting app for your neighborhood. And what we do every week is we go on there.
Rock shot to start out this one.
Oh, yeah. Every week we go on there. We take a blog entry. And we take it. And then we take the comments. And we script it out. And we do a dramatic reenactment of it. But, Gavin, this week we're doing it a little bit differently. Because I am going to read the blog entry before we hit the intro to give a little background into what we'll be talking about. And then you and I are going to do dramatic reenactment of two of the commenters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like a narrating, like setting up the plot, and then you and I will be doing the conversation that transpired in the comments. So, this is the blog entry from Dominic.
From hell.
Titled, Don't Go to McDonald's.
The McDonald's from hell.
So Dominic said, don't go to McDonald's on Elm Street unless you want to pay more. They charge you for lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. I didn't know that, and none of the other hamburger places charge. I talked to the manager, and she said, sorry, that's the way it is. It was 50 cents for tomato, 45 cents for lettuce, and I think it was 40 cents for the mayonnaise. Had I known the fees, I would have just not gotten that. So, I will be playing Noah, Gavin will be playing Chris, and without saying much else, I'm going to play the next drama intro song, and we're going to get right into it. This week on Nextdoor Drama.
McDonald's has many hidden fees, and they will always sell you higher price size if you do not specify. Many restaurants are doing this now, so pay attention.
Hidden fees? You ask for extras and expect it to be free?
It's not extras if it's listed on the menu.
If you order and have to ask for it, it's extra.
I am not referring to the initial comment. Please try and follow along. I refer to menu items, period. They do charge extra for things without notice. Check your receipt next time. I don't do MD very often, but I have noticed the extra charges on my receipt and inquired once and staff had no idea. I can't recall the specific charge, but it was added to my ticket and all I ordered was a pre-selected item with no extras.
I'm following along and travel 100-mile radius daily. Every McDonald's I'm aware of has a digital screen and shows every charge added as you order before giving you a total. So yeah, that was my original comment. There's no hidden fees. You ask for extra, you pay for them.
For example, I drive through, order a number 2 for $9 or whatever, and tax is added with an addition fee that is not related to tax or an upgrade. Yes, it may show on the screen, but just like taxes, it is not listed on the menu. The addition fees I have been seeing are not listed on the menu. Unless small print somewhere. Yes, it likely was listed on checkout screen, thus why I inquired. The fact is they are adding fees on top of the meal prices. Maybe not all, but I have noticed this at least twice when I was paying attention.
Maybe post a picture of the receipt.
I wonder if they deduct when you ask to leave certain items off?
No, They definitely don't deduct for omitted items. I inquired. Inquire within. That was great. That was great improv from you to make him into a princess. A prince. I inquired about the meal prices on the menu.
referring to the initial comment. Please try and follow along. I refer to menu items, period. Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought that they always kind of charge extra. That's kind of been a thing, right? That has to have been a thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like there is stuff like pickles and ketchup and mustard that come on cheeseburgers, right?
Right.
But if you add cheese, it costs like extra 50 cents. That's always been a thing. Always been a thing. It's always extra 50 cents for extra piece of cheese.
Because my guess is they were like, let me get a cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise on it, which a cheeseburger from McDonald's does
not have all that stuff.
And you just have to know that. You can get a burger like a quarter pounder or something.
Yeah, quarter pounder has onions on it.
Yeah, it has onions, tomato, maybe lettuce.
I don't think it has lettuce, but I know that like Big Macs have lettuce on them. So you could order a Big Mac if that's what you want.
It was funny because I couldn't fit this comment in, but I loved it. Someone was like, I had a burger there last week that had lettuce and tomato on it. It was like people who have never been to McDonald's before, or they went in like the 1950s and they finally went again, and they're like, I did have a burger there once that had that on there. It's like, great.
There's this guy on TikTok that is playing like this skeezy lawyer.
Okay.
He has like the baggiest suit of all time. He has like an unkept tie. Has like a big briefcase. And he's always like, I gotta call you back. I got a reservation at the biggest restaurant, at the biggest hamburger restaurant in town. And then it pans up and it's McDonald's.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, and I think most places will charge you extra if you have to ask for something extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they won't charge you for taking things off. If you were to say, hey, no tomato, they would probably not take off. Right. They would not charge you for that. But if you're asking for tomato, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. That's anywhere you ask. Like, it's Five Guys even. Five Guys, Five Guys, it's basically done by ingredient. So it's like, if you're going to complain about something, it wouldn't be to McDonald's.
Yeah. No, I think it's dumb that this person, it's people, like I said, it's people who have gone to McDonald's in the 50s and they just went for the first time.
When was the last time you went to McDonald's? I went a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I got really hungry on my way home from Columbia.
I got really horny and I
really hungry, and I was like, I need to eat. And it was the worst double cheeseburgers I've had in a long time. It was like stale bread or bread that had been out too long. It wasn't like rock hard, but it was like, this is just not good bread. Mm-hmm. Like, this bread is old, or like they just need to get new bread or something.
Yeah. I'm a sucker though. I love a McDonald's. I love the fries.
Even the fries, I was like, I'm not impressed.
I'm waiting. I want to go soon because the Shamrock Shakes are coming back next week.
My sister sent me a.
Are you a Shamrock head?
Oh my God, yeah.
I knew it,
dude.
I could see it in your eyes.
I remember the first time I had never had it before until like whenever we learned how to drive. Whenever I would like turn 16 and was able to and had my license. I didn't have a Shamrock Shake before that.
Me too. It was around that time as well.
I was like, I remember driving because some of them wouldn't have Shamrock Shakes. Oh, so I remember having to drive to the one over off of 70.
Okay.
Over there by the casino. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
that one.
Yeah, from my old house.
Oh shit, that's a haul.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, this is a worse drive, but I have to get Shamrock Shakes. And I think one year I went like probably upwards of like 10 or 11, 12 times.
That's insane. That's
because
crazy.
it was just always on my mind. As soon as you have one, you have to have another one.
Yep. And I'm gonna get a large. I'm getting the biggest one I can.
I would get a large and it would just go away so quick. I might have to start ordering two if I ever go.
You said you're gonna have to resist.
I'm gonna have to resist.
What's that about?
Well, there's
going on a diet.
Well, there's political reasons.
I'm not boycotting it, dude. I love McDonald's. I'm staying with Phil Braun. McDonald's strong.
No, I mean,
I'm not going to get a Shamrock Shake next week, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Nope. I mean, it would be. I'll probably get one, right?
Yeah. You want to go to Chick-fil-A later?
No, I haven't even eaten Chick-fil-A this year either.
I've
been less and less impressed with it over time.
Yeah, I'm just talking about from the boycott standpoint.
Yeah.
Again, I hear people, and I respect it, and I definitely will refrain from talking about how excited I am to go to a place that we should be boycotting. But also, like, you guys got to understand how shitty the companies.
All of them are.
It sucks to say, but we kind of just have to deal with it. Everything you buy, everything you do will probably be through a company that is doing some shitty thing behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or not behind the scenes.
But
it's just the harsh reality.
The reason is because the McDonald's in Israel was handing out McDonald's Happy Meals or something like that to IDF soldiers. Yeah. And that was like the big reason. And McDonald's US said that wasn't like their chain.
Yeah.
And it was their own like independent places over there.
Yeah.
That was doing that, and then they're like, "Well, why didn't you call it out?" And then they just didn't say anything about it. Yeah. And then they recently sent out like some sort of statement about something.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Guys, the boycott's working." And I'm like, "Stock prices say otherwise, but like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
terrible.
There's things that obviously we can fight and do to fight, but like, there are certain things that are just too big.
Yeah,
out of our comprehension to fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's. Every little bit counts, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Listen, again, I respect everybody's decision to do that, and I back it fully. But I'm
gonna get my Shamrock Shake, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna throw it on the ground and spit in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going there ever. I'll make my own Shamrock Shake. God damn it.
There has to be home recipes.
I would bet $100 that we can find about 7 on TikTok.
There's people that have speculated that they bring out different flavors every year, though. So that kind of like also
different minty flavors.
Yeah, like different, like kind of like specifications to their mint flavor.
Probably.
There's some that are mintier than others. There's some that are kind of more like silky. Some of them are thicker.
Yeah, well, the problem is that the person making it doesn't always do a great job. Every time I've gotten one, it's been like half mixed.
Yeah, I will say, yeah.
And there's like a minty
I
pool.
love the ones where it's like the darkest fucking green.
Oof, yeah, baby.
Anything less than that, it's like
that's my fucking
yeah. It has to be full of mint. I've had straight up basically vanilla shakes.
Yeah, I've had that too.
I had Lion's Choice shake the other day, and I asked for a chocolate shake. It was essentially just a vanilla shake.
Oof.
I was like, well, I mean, this works, I guess.
Your family loves that restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I've only been there like a few times. I had that friend who I had grips at his house. Yeah. They loved it too.
Yeah, it's just like it's a St. Louis thing, I guess, right?
It has to. So, it's not a chain elsewhere.
And I think they just expanded over to Kansas City like recently.
Damn.
But like,
speaking of Super Bowl Sunday,
yeah,
coming up.
Won't be able to celebrate with anybody.
I might be teasing a little bit here, but also maybe not teasing anything. It could be doing something very cool next week that I might not be able to talk about for a long time, so that doesn't matter. But I might be watching the Super Bowl by myself.
Well, yeah.
Which I'm kind of looking
You could
forward
go.
to.
I feel like there's a pretty good place up there you could go.
I'm sure I could, but I want to get really blasted high and watch it in a hotel.
You could do that too.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
You ought to go buy
cool or what?
You ought to go buy an Apple Vision Pro and go watch the Super Bowl on the Vision Pro.
I don't know, toked out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the Nickelodeon slime version though.
Yeah.
I want to see Usher get slime all over him.
They have SpongeBob and Patrick doing the commentation.
Commentating.
Right.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there because we have one more last segment to do. Gavin, what are you listening to this week?
Well, I'm listening to a lot, actually. Actually, I've actually been listening to a lot. Jesus Christ. I've actually been listening to a lot.
Got me.
I'm actually been listening to.
Don't say it again. I'm gonna fucking scream my head off.
I'm listening to
a lot right now. A lot.
The Prelude to Ecstasy by The Last Dinner Party, brand new outfit from the UK.
Whoa.
They I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really know anything about them.
Bevo in the band?
Yeah. What? No,
Is
Bevo.
Bevo?
Bevo's not in the band.
Oh, it's not. All right.
They're a British indie rock band from London, formed in 2021. The band consists of Abigail Morris, Lizzie Mayland, Emily Roberts, Georgia Davies, and Aurora Nishevsky.
It's a girl band?
Yeah, all girl band.
Nice.
Despite having no permanent drummer, they're currently joined during the live performances by Rebecca Rayner. They already have $3.7 million, $3.7 monthly listeners.
What the fuck?
So I don't know
Are
what
they like in another band or were in another
That's
band?
what I'm wondering. I'm curious to know where they are. What they're on New Music Friday playlist. They're on Teen Beats playlist. They're on the Lorem. This is a huge playlist to get on.
Okay.
It has 1.1 million saves.
Damn.
Alone. They have Rock This, Alt Now, All New Indie Rock, and Limelight. So between all of these, they probably have the same amount of like people listening to them because they listen to that playlist religiously. Lorem and I think Lorem and Ipsum or something like that. Lorem and there's another one that's really big deal to get on.
Thing. Yeah.
But
know that.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's a
anything
couple
about
really big ones, but they have.
It's actually boycott Spotify.
Yeah.
They don't pay their artists.
That's true. I need to. Drop
Interesting.
It. Yeah.
Huh. Look who's getting a Shamrock Shake.
So they actually came up whenever I was listening to the Idols song, right?
Yeah, that
because
makes
they're
sense.
both British, UK.
Of course, they lump them all together.
They lump them all together over there. They lump them all together.
They lump them.
I listened to Sinner, Caesar on a TV Screen, and Nothing Matters. Those were all singles that they released, and the full album is like very orchestral. They have a lot of orchestra added to this, and I'm frankly, I'm really excited to see where they go. I'm really excited to see where they go. This is kind of like it's almost kind of like a St. Vincent type of sound to them.
Okay.
Wet leg. Kind of.
They were at the Grammys, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I saw a picture.
Yeah. Turnstile. They unyassified Turnstile.
Yeah. Why were they there?
That's what I was wondering too. I'm like, they didn't release anything. Why?
Yeah,
because
I was like, wait, they got nominated, and I was like, wait, they were there last year.
Yeah, exactly. So this I'm listening to Prelude to Ecstasy. Very good album.
Okay, dude. This week I took a little. People love to say how much I love my heavy music, and I do. But I got a little soft spot that I'll show you later for pop music. I enjoy a certain type of pop music where it's like not like upbeat pop, but it's more like emo pop is what I would call it.
Okay.
Where it's like soft, like it's still rock,
right?
But it's like poppier. So this is actually a band I used to listen to a long time ago. Their first two albums from like 2007 and 2009, which is the band The Main. But my brother and his friend, my brother Logan and his friend, are really into their newest album that came out, which is good. I've listened to it a few times. I almost considered recommending it. It just came out last year, but
didn't put it in your top 10.
No, and I just started listening to it, so it would have been disrespectful. But while I was listening to that, after the album ended, this song just happened to come on, and I was like, whoa, is this song on the album? This is fucking amazing. And it turns out it was from their 2017 album. But I'm just recommending the song Black Butterflies and Deja Vu by The Main. Such a good, just like I said, like softer rock, poppier song. It reminds me of it's that kind of pop sound that I like adjacent to like a 1975 kind of sound.
Okay.
Like that's the kind of pop. Like I consider that to be pop.
Right.
And that's the kind of
like a
sound.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, sure. I haven't listened to much of his stuff, but like,
Fuck you.
where it's like it's rock, but it's like it's still it's pop. It's popular.
Yeah.
It has a popular sound to it. But yeah, beautiful song. I think you would like it. I think we both like pop music. I think we just have different taste of the pop side, in my opinion, from what I've noticed.
Yeah.
But I think you still enjoy it. Anyways, that's what I'm listening to. Go check it out.
Bit of a long one.
The Main is a great band. They sound completely different than they used to, man. Holy shit. You can keep playing it. I'm done. I'm just fucking yapping over here.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast. Keep watching, keep listening, keep following. Thank you for all the kind comments we've been getting recently. And
the mean ones.
And the mean ones, too. Send them our way. We will continue feeding the beast.
Yeah, we'll continue feeding Mr. Beast. Any feedback helps because it gets us attention. And yeah, I hope to come back next week with maybe some fun stories to share. Maybe not, but we'll definitely talk about the Super Bowl, I'm sure. Even though Gavin will be watching it at work.
In the IV room, probably.
All right. See you later.
Thought about killing myself.